Oh, here we go. All right, no headphones, microphone, you name it. We're testing. We are being tested here. Okay, so all this gear and studio stuff under the sun, and we end up at home in the kitchen with a laptop camera with the kids screaming Fortnite chat 2 feet away and someone watching Friends blaring on the lounge room down the road. Hey, 24. I just picked up a laptop in an emergency lockdown situation. Where are you at? 24 vignettes. Here in Melbourne, it's stage 4 lockdown, so I can't go to these beautiful studios I've been building. And right now I'm testing a laptop. So it's been nearly 3 hours since I've brought it home. And so far I've installed vMix and got that registered. The 4K version out of interest. And I've put all my isotope. I've put Reaper. I've installed Reaper and put all my isotope plugins in, which would be the RX7. I don't even know if the microphone works. A bit of feedback wouldn't be bad. All I've done is... Hi. Oh, that must be nice. But all I've done is plug in this Rode USB Mini, which is great. It's pretty much one that I got for my wife to use for her to work at home to get a bit more quality. I've got Missouri, yes. Interesting scenario when you compare, I guess, here in Victoria where they're getting about 500 to 700 cases a day, so we're all locked down, all masked up, all locked down, all very serious. And then I guess it seems kind of unusual to then see watch YouTubes on America, where you are, where there's tons and tens of thousands of cases every day, and a whole bunch of stuff reopening. The same in the UK as well. Anyway, who knows? Everyone's got their own way of dealing with it, I guess. But we'll see how long we can cope with this. Anyway, so all the studios are no good. Last night I packed my van and loaded it up. I think I put the Rodecaster Pro in a suitcase and a couple of microphones, one of my cameras. Hey, Mad, how you doing? Good. I hope things are good over Kiwi. You guys are legendary for your New Zealand model of lockdown. There you go. It gets mentioned all the time by everybody. There you go. So, anyway, what happened? I'll tell you a story. I get home and I bring home one of the PCs from Studio One. We go, all right, fuck it. Studio One can go without a computer because no one's using it. Studio 2 I left intact. We're in lockdown. Hence the kitchen. Hence the kids playing drums and playing Fortnite in the background. I'm hoping that I can jump on a few times in a row and actually develop, I guess, some kind of quality as it goes. But this is our benchmark laptop open. I have plugged a microphone in just because I can't bear not. But I haven't even listened to what it sounds like. I don't even know if it works. I guess someone would have said in the comments if it wasn't working. So the next thing, so I've got vMix on. I'm using that to send it just to YouTube for now. The next thing is to set up a camera. I brought home the M50 Canon and an HD Elgato external capture card, and we'll see how that goes. I'll try that through the laptop. The laptop I've had for 3 hours. I chased it down in an emergency. Basically, I went to set up a studio, bought a stupid little desk from IKEA a couple of days ago while I could, and I thought I'd put it in the bedroom. Anyway, we moved the cupboards out of the bedroom that were going to the ceiling, and the ceiling went, it started coming down. So I had to get a special plasterer to come in for safety reasons, and so now the bedroom is off limits. It's got to get a new ceiling. So I've got to get a new ceiling in, and so I just went, I'm in trouble here because I was planning on using the desktop and setting up an office in there, which I can't do. So now we've got 4 of us in what is now a 1-bedroom house for now, all doing, like you can hear Boy Wonder on a voice chat, but all day at school they're on voice chat with their teachers and stuff like that. And my wife's working from home. She's on voice chat with her, having proper meetings, grown-up stuff. And then there's me pretty much trying to set up so that I can do voice chat, Zoom meetings, and produce people's audio content and video content remotely. So I've had to go out and take a chance, and I think it went all right. I bought this sight unseen, this Lenovo something. It's got a decent graphics card and all that, but that's just how it is in emergencies. So anyway, the next thing. vMix seems to be working quite well. We're using, let me check. I'm pretty sure I'm using the NBN at home, not plugged in. It's just using the Wi-Fi. That seems to be okay. What I'm looking at now is not the vMix. I'm just looking at I'm so not used to one screen. It's pretty bizarre using the one screen, one monitor. I normally, let me try and get this a bit smaller. I normally have multiple monitors, and therefore you can see the YouTube delayed thing and see if anyone's commenting or going, dude, it's not showing up, or I can't hear, or whatever. So, no, vMix seems to be working all right. I've got, there's some fun to be had with vMix. I've been playing around with these little titles. They're pretty good. Because I can also pull my logo on and off. Probably should have it off, considering the quality of the stream. Probably not a good advertisement. Anyway, the kids were stoked because the guy who gave me this laptop is an editor for Fortnite streamers. So he's a legend, and the kids were all excited, and they knew all the names. I asked him to give me the names of the people he edits for, and they were super stoked. So thanks for guinea pigging this one. The vinyl player. You know what? The shed. Since the last lockdown, I set up the shed, but I was still able to go to work. So it never really panned out. And then autumn and winter came. So it became bloody freezing in there. I meant to, and while the plasterers are here doing this bedroom, I might get them to see what it would take to line the shed, because it's bloody freezing horribly in there. And it's just been, free for all for any birds and rodents and whatever that want to go in. It's all still in there, and no doubt I'll, when spring comes, I'll get out there and nest up back out there where the vinyl player is and have my own space. That's for sure. Apparently we've got 6 weeks of this, and if that doesn't make the COVID numbers go down, I don't know what would, to be honest with you. So what else can I talk about? Using a webcam, I am doing what I'm guilty of. Like, I am constantly, for the last four months at least, even before COVID, constantly shaking my clients, going, please plug in a microphone, please test it, please don't leave the microphone on the table like I'm doing now. Please hold it, get it in a good position so you've got proper sexy voice. And please check you're not clipping. Every one of those I am guilty of. The plasterers were there just before lockdown, but because it's an emergency and the ceiling could well fall on our head, there is a workaround. It's not a building project, it's a emergency. The only other option would be to call the state emergency services, which would be a shame to do. So yeah, no, they're not here now, that's for sure. So what else? Don't know. What amazing things are there? What's weird is this laptop video card is more powerful than two of my desktop computers, and not quite as powerful as the one I use in Studio 2, which is a 2080 GTX, but this is a 2070, which is, I don't know where they put it, because the one that is in the main computer is enormous, and I had to buy a whole new power supply to make sure that it can run properly, which is interesting, I guess. But check this out. Check this out. That's the power supply for this laptop. It's pretty hectic. Think about laptops as being considered portable devices, but you got to carry around a brick. I don't care. I don't have to carry anything around. I just need civil emergency. Yes. 6 weeks lockdown. No, nothing. Yeah. And what that keeps getting referenced here. It's called the Kiwi model, I guess, New Zealand model, where the concept of just trying to smash it right out of the water rather than just trying to minimise it. The way this thing works is kids are creeping over the container. The way this thing works is that it gets out, because no one knows they've got it. Most people don't know they've got it. So there you go. Back in March, yeah. I remember that's when we had our little mini one. It seems like a mini one now, I suppose. I talked to a streaming guy down the road who does pro streaming for comedians, and he's been absolutely flat knack. He's taken a slightly different approach. He's been using an A10 Mini Pro switcher, and he's got that all set up. Mad learning curve. It's insane. Like when he talks about what he's done, it blows my mind. Smoke comes out my ears. It's phenomenal. He's using OBS, but he's also using a switcher and lighting, stage lighting that's all interconnected. Zoom, so that it's a paid-for show, whereas there's multiple streams and multiple Zoom accounts logging in it from different places and all sorts of stuff. And it's phenomenal. And he's been on this mad learning curve, and they had a test one last week, and it was due to start tonight, and it's not allowed, not important enough. It's only news. So prepare for my news channel to start up, which is not a loophole because I'll be doing it from a home lockdown anyway. Yeah. So we'll see what kind of content comes out of this. Cheeky. What kind of content comes out of this situation? Once I get a usable bedroom, the corner of that bedroom will become a studio. I guess. Get some cloth and hide some of the bedroom. I'm always telling my guests, one of the problems with recording podcasts using Zoom is the issue with people. Don't you, my daughter's teasing me the way I say issue. The problem is the video. People are very conscious, so they go to the slickest, neatest part, the dining room or whatever, in their apartment, which is all echoey and dreadful. Whereas if you could get them to go into the bedroom or a kid's bedroom where there's all shit everywhere, clothes everywhere, that's perfect for acoustics. But no one will do it because no one wants everyone to see the mess they live in. So there you have it. That is one of the problems with Zoom, with video recording of podcasts. Everyone goes into the worst acoustic situation to try and get the best possible view for their guests, co-hosts, or whatever. There you have it. All right. I'm going to get off this now. I think the test will have truly been excellent quality all the way, according to my green dot. I haven't seen anyone else's content for a long time. I haven't even been able to see iSpike or anybody. Even a show that I was on, I didn't get to see because of this hectic situation and the kids homeschooling, and also madly trying to get my clients' stuff edited and out while moving from one place to the other. So there you have it. Let's have a look. Oh, nice. Live stream of daughter's wedding. Fantastic. You can get some pretty funny content from live stream weddings when it goes a bit pear-shaped. Oh, that's been, I thought it was a Kiwi. Sorry, I'm reading. Oh, that sounds awesome. Operate cameras and sound for the live stream. So did you use vMix, OBS? Sounds exciting. I actually accidentally brought home, I'd loaned a Bird Dog P200 NDI camera to someone, and I had to whiz around and pick it up at the last second, which meant it ended up home with me here. So I might be doing a bit of PTZ work, but that's pretty awesome for one producer streaming, because it's awful to have to run across the room while people are trying to make content and change your camera. SDI. The L8, yes. I worked out another thing I don't like about the L8, which is being open and honest about it, because I love it. But there's the problem, and I reckon it's probably solvable with some kind of power linkage. But my problem is I have to you have to plug it into the computer. So what happens is, I really like the idea that it's got batteries in it, so that if something goes wrong, you've got a bit of a redundancy. But the problem is those batteries are always flat, because then you leave it on, the computer goes to sleep. You can't, the way I've got mine set up at the moment, if you go straight into the computer, it goes to sleep. Perhaps I can set USB to always provide power, but then it goes to battery, and then in the morning the battery's flat. So that kind of upset me a little bit. But I think there's got to be a workaround that I just haven't had time to look at. Couldn't live without it right now in the second studio, because now I've got 4 microphones set up in at the desk, and I'm now remotely engineering. So now I've got a little desk I work off. You might have seen another video on Instagram or something like that. But I don't. I had to set up a microphone. Dawned on me, a producer's microphone. Number one, so I can just turn the camera around, or one of the PTZs, I can flip it back on myself and do some of my own content if I need to. But also, so that I can whisper in the ear to people doing a show. If they say, I've got to stop after 50 minutes. I can go, it's 45 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't make them jump out of their skin. But that's possible. It's not always advisable. So that's the fifth microphone is just something you cannot do with the Rodecaster Pro. So I am loving it. And also the luxury, it sounds like I'm looking for a positive in a negative, but the luxury of the USB Mix Minus in the Rodecaster is fantastic. But a couple of weeks of doing that and not using a proper Mix Minus, or at the minimum controlling a auxiliary bus channels, something like that through the L8. Anyway, the luxury of not doing that can make you sort of lose track of that process. Whereas with using the L8, it's just second nature. Something happens, something weird happens. You're actually in there physically going, all right, you switch to this channel, that output's going to channel C, what's going on? And you can actually physically look at what's going where and why. So I like that. I like that side of things. Keeps it in the forefront of your mind, what's actually happening. And it makes it easier to operate vMix as well, because that mindset of buses and channels and all that has become so critical. Just banging on for no real reason now. Great to see you guys. Okay, fair enough, Mad. Fair enough. I'll have to jump on and have a look at some of your streams. Meanwhile, I better hop off and have a listen back and see what I'll do. I'll unpack I haven't unpacked all my gear because, well, there's nowhere to put it because of the ceiling problem. But I do want to get a microphone stand because I'm constantly nagging my customers, my clients, do not sit your USB mic down on the table over there, because then I've got to hear the echo and Brooklyn 99 or whatever's going on. Sit it up. Just then, be nice, wouldn't it? How much better is that? Hopefully I'm not clipping, but I'm like, I don't know, this doesn't seem to be louder. So for all I know, we're not even listening to that microphone. Let me have a little fiddle with vMix while I've got you here. Right. No. Audio desktop. Audio microphone array. Up. So many ways to put sound into this vMix, but I've set them all up separately using the L8. And that's the fantastic feature, is that with the L8 you can input into vMix as an audio source the multi-track and then go into the matrix and choose what goes where. And it's just amazing, absolutely amazing. Right, while you're doing that, audio headset. So I started earlier. I thought I'm going to use my Bluetooth headset, which is another rule that I have. I don't let my clients use Bluetooth for their content, and I thought, well, I think I will. Okay, so audio microphone array is. I'm going to turn it off for a sec. Don't freak out. I'll put it back on for a sec so I'm going to, in vMix, while I'm doing this, I'm going to go to add input, audio input. desktop microphone. Mute in headphones. I've already done this, so I don't know what's happened to it. Audio desktop microphone. Right, so that's it. So
that goes over there. It's so weird working on a laptop with that one screen. Oh yeah, there it is. So that's the desktop. This is the Rode NT Mini. That's right. That's much nicer, isn't it? Hopefully. I'm doing all this. I mean, I'm good to get some feedback once I find where the chat has gone. There it is. Okay. And when I listen back, I'll go to the end and just quickly check out where this mic should be for a cheeky, quick bit of live chat. All right. That's it. Signing off. Somehow signing off. Another thing I want to do is do a countdown and turn the stream off from vMix and see what happens on YouTube. I imagine it'll just stop providing, but it'll still stream no information. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2,